Find the standard form of the equation of the ellipse that has a center at 9, 5, a focus at 6, 5, and a vertex at 14, 5. So the standard form for an ellipse is always written the x first. So x minus h, quantity squared, over a squared, plus y minus k, quantity squared, over b squared. And this could be b squared and a squared as well, but I always use this one with a little bit of extra knowledge. And we also have the c squared equals a squared minus b squared. And what's important about this information, this equation that gives us the c, which is the distance from the center to the focus, is that a squared better be larger than b squared, or else c squared would be a negative number. So whichever these numbers are underneath, you just make sure that the large one minus the small one is how you use this formula. Okay, let's get an idea of what this is. 9 comma 5, so here's 9, up 5. We have the focus at 6 comma 5. So we have, I'm going to write it C-E-N. Here we have F for focus. And the vertex is at 14, 5. So ways over here, let's 14, 6. Here is the vertex. All right, so I'm not exactly sure the shape, but I have the basic shape in mind. Center, foci, vertices. This is the type of ellipse we're dealing with here. All right, so we do know from the center to the vertex, this is A. In this case, from 9 to 14 is 5. From the center to the focus is C. In this case, C is 3. So we have H, we have K, that's our center, H and K. We have A, 5, so we can get a squared. We don't have b squared yet, but we still have our c squared equals a squared minus b squared equation. If I were to rewrite this for b squared, we would get b squared equals a squared minus c squared. And plugging what we know in, a being 5, a squared is 25, minus c being 3, c squared is 9, and we get b squared equals 16. You don't need to find b unless you wanted to graph it. This thing is up and down 4, and then we could finish this graph. But we actually want the equation, standard form, so we want the b squared. We're now ready to write our final answer. X minus h, that's x minus 9 squared, over a squared. A is 5, a squared is 25. Plus y minus k, that's y minus 5 squared, over b squared, which we just found is 16, equals 1. We have our standard form for the ellipse with the given information.